This video is brought to you by Mighty Boards. More on them later on in this video. We got another one, ladies and gentlemen. This is a paint color that will define the next year of design. It's your color of the year for 2023 by Behr paint. And I must say, it's quite the controversial pick. At first, I was absolutely not impressed when I saw it, but as I dug a little bit deeper and checked out the color trends palette that goes with it, it started to make a little more sense to me. By the end of this video, I want to try and explain why I think this color choice was not a monumental disaster on Behr's part, and I'm curious what you all think. So if you're new here, consider subscribing to stay up to date with our painting and decorating content, and it would make me very happy if you click that like button to show your support as well. Normally in these kinds of videos, I like to go through the entire color trends palette first, because there really is a lot of wonderful variety to go through, but I don't want to take too much of your time if you just wanted to know the color of the year right off the bat. Here are all the color trends palette colors that Behr released for 2023. And as you can see, there's about half that are a little more muted and neutral, and then the other half that are quite a bit more saturated and dynamic. If you had to guess which one was color of the year, which one would you pick? Maybe this fun mustard color, or this rosy clay color, maybe this dusty blue over here. Nope. It's this one right here, the lightest and most generic color in the whole palette. It's called Blank Canvas. Your 2023 color of the year is a slightly warm off-white. When I first saw this, I gotta say, I was a little bit triggered because you don't normally think of white as a definitive color, unless you're Benjamin Moore a few years ago. Am I right? I was a little bit more interested, however, because it is one of those off-whites that has a bit of subtle warmth to it. In fact, I was a bit impressed with myself because the main paint color that I just put throughout my entire home is actually extremely similar to Blank Canvas in Dove Wing by Benjamin Moore. I mean, Blank Canvas is a bit lighter, but not by much, and both colors feel pretty contemporary because they're warm without feeling creamy or yellow. The genius of Blank Canvas is truly in its name. The wonderful thing about starting with a blank canvas in art is it's a clean slate. The world is your oyster, and this means you can build your design or your picture upon that canvas. And we can see this if we take a quick look at the color palette again with all these other more dynamic and saturated colors. They may not be the brightest or the most purest forms of red, yellow, and green, but they're definitely bold enough to make a statement where you need to. But where you don't, you have a wonderful off-white paint color to become your true neutral starting point that is barely there. It's funny because I was a bit unimpressed with the neutral color chosen by Dutch Boy in a previous video. I'll link it up top if you haven't seen that yet, even though it was in somewhat of a similar position as this color. The big difference, however, is that off-white just has immense versatility and tends to service livability. What I mean by that is if you want a home that feels light and airy, you tend to want to use lighter colors in general because they'll reflect more light back into the space, which will really brighten things up. And what's fun is on the Behr website, you can preview the other colors amongst surrounding blank canvas walls. And in this picture, it almost looks like they're telling you to place your Mighty Board right there, which of course is today's sponsor. And if you don't know Mighty Boards yet, today's your lucky day because they are seriously an immensely valuable tool when you're picking colors. Mighty Boards are large paintable tester boards that do a fantastic job at retaining their shape, which means you'll see the color for what it is rather than on a piece of flimsy Bristol board that will give you all kinds of shadows and distractions. All you need to do is get some tester paint of Blank Canvas or any of the other colors in this palette and paint your Mighty Board with nice even coverage. I usually recommend about 2 coats or so. And now you have a massive paint color chip of the actual paint, not something that was printed on a bubble jet printer or something. Grab Mighty Boards at your local paint store, and if they don't have Mighty Boards, tell them to carry them because they're absolutely crucial when picking colors. I'll leave their information in the description down below for you to look at. Now, I won't go through all of the other color trends palette colors in this video because it'll take too long, but there are some excellent color combinations that Behr recommends to use with blank canvas. What you'll notice is most of these combinations actually look pretty colorful and dynamic because you often have another color that really pulls the focus in a great way. Colors like Vine Leaf, a deep forest green that feels really organic and natural. And no, it's not being used on kitchen cabinets or an island. They use it on the wall of a stairway, and then they have it matching on the hand railing. Pretty cool overall look for such a boring color of the year choice, right? Or what about midnight blue mixed with blank canvas? A classic combination of navy and warm off-white. And in this example, blank canvas is pretty much just on that fireplace, and that's about it. We see it playing very much a supportive role in an otherwise interesting color palette. Even vintage pewter, another neutral color that most people would be bored of, it becomes another supporting color, which brings attention to this beautiful blue desk and accentuates that brown leather chair that much more. This I can really vibe with. Now, of course, it's fun to feature colors that seem extremely different and progressive, but I also don't want to have to rely on that feeling of needing something brand new. Sometimes the next big color for 2023 is essentially the same color you just painted your whole house with. Call me ahead of the curve, okay? What can I say? Now let me know if you want me to go through the rest of the color palette in another video, because there's some really good ones and I have some thoughts on them. And if you want to see me bash another color of the year that is kind of similar in a way, you can click right over here. It's not that bad, you know? The color palettes are what makes this video.